Chipotle. I gotta go to Stop and Shop, get some milk because I'm going down on milk, and then on top of that, we gotta get some food. So what are you getting? All right, so we're getting Chipotle, and then I don't know what the hell I'm about to eat. I kind of don't want to eat fast food, but as of right now, it's all we got. We do gotta go to Costco and end up getting some meat though, so we can cook, but I don't know if we're gonna end up doing that today or tomorrow. I feel like doing it today would make sense, but I do have a video I need to film for my coding, so I don't know. We'll see. I just watched Halloween 4, I believe. We skipped Halloween 3, jumped to Halloween 4. I'm trying to catch up on, or watch the Halloweens and then all the way up. And then as I'm watching, I'm realizing there's 2 universes, or what they call it. I guess they call it the H2O universe, and then the other one's 2018. I'm like, I don't know. That was weird. So I guess because the current movie I'm watching, Halloween 4, the main character died, but she's not really dead because eventually she comes back. I don't know. It was weird. It's kind of stupid, and it makes me want to stop watching. I don't even know why they kept pushing this. Like, they should have figured something out to explain what the hell just happened. I guess they try to say she faked her death. That doesn't help me. So we're actually gonna go to Costco tomorrow, which is great, but we still gotta end up going to Stop and Shop to go and get some milk, which y'all will be coming along with me, and then some food, man. Oh, I always lose my glasses, and my favorite saying is, how can I find my glasses if I need glasses? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I can't see. I can never find it. So I finished watching Final Destination. I think the movie shouldn't even be in the Final Destination category, right? It was a little bit different. There wasn't plenty of like flash forward, and I think Final Destination, like the franchise, that was the whole point. You know what I'm saying? The whole point is to have a flash forward, you see something, you know, try to stop it. They changed that whole thing, and I think that made the whole entire movie corny. Other than that though, if it wasn't under the Final Destination category and it just had a different title, I would rate the movie 7 out of 10. But because it has that title, I don't think it lived to that title. So I would honestly rate it like a 4 out of 10. In all honesty, I'm actually really upset with how the movie came out. Other people might feel differently. I personally think it was trash. It didn't align. But that's my movie review. Okay, so I'm gonna be taking y'all through W3 School's functions and also MDN functions as well. We're going to be going probably through both, but I think mainly I might end up doing W3 Schools because I do know that they allow you to try it for yourself with examples. But I'm going to be going through this because what I'm starting to realize is maybe I'm just confused with how Free Code Camp is making functions. Now I do understand the multiplication addition part. Like, this is probably one of the easiest functions to honestly write, which is why I think a lot of people normally start with this type of function to be able to understand. But I need to understand a little bit more about the return, what to be writing in these functions, and I think this is probably going to be a perfect place to show me. And if it eventually, you know, if there's something I'm still not understanding, boom, we got over here, which can definitely help a lot. So let's start here. So we got a JavaScript function is a block of code designed to perform a particular task. That's what I would always get confused about, is because like they were like telling me to write calls, but it was a particular thing that I don't know. They were doing a lot with Free Code Camp. So maybe being here is best. We're gonna end up trying out this function. This is, like I said, one of the most simplest functions. You write function p1, p2, you times it, right? So for instance, I can actually change this plus 2. Let's see if that will end up coming out to 20. Okay, no, it stays 18. So I'm assuming you can only do 2 for, you know why? Because plus p3. Now let's see if that works. Okay, 20, that is good. So now what if I did something like this? I do JavaScript syntax, which is defined with the function keyword followed by a name in these parentheses, which is something that I do know to an extent. I just messed up at first, but it's okay. Function names can contain letters, digits, underscores, and dollar signs. So these parentheses may include perimeter names separated by commas. So this code executed by the function is placed inside of curly brackets. Yes, so, oh wait, so this one isn't? Oh no, it is. I don't know why they mentioned that, because they made it seem like, oh, they should have let me be able to try it, because I wonder if they invocation later in this tutorial, which is great. Okay, so we do got something to try here. So when JavaScript reaches a return statement, the function will stop executing. So if the function was invoked from a statement, JavaScript will return to execute the code after the invoking statement. Element by ID demo. Okay, because they wrote it up there. Okay, I understand. So that's pretty sick. We basically already did that. I kind of wondered if there's, so this one is different, but we're gonna end up sticking up to here. I'm gonna take some notes on that because I think they did explain a lot of key things here that I do need to understand. Though I feel like I do understand it, it's probably best for me to write it from where, just even though I do get it, maybe if I rewrite it, it can really, maybe hit something. I don't know. I'm saying that obviously they're doing, well, I can't even tell what this is. Are they doing 5 divided by 9 here? Like, or I thought this part was supposed to be the bigger number, so I'm already lost there. Not the point. But they're doing division here, and then they're timesing it by Fahrenheit minus 32. Accessing a function with incorrect parameters can return an incorrect result, which I wouldn't even know what the result should be. So like if I throw 50 in here, like what? They gave me a number. I got an actual number. I thought it was going to be messed up. I can't tell you what's going on here. Refers to the function of the result. So I'm probably going to take this note because I did write it down. So maybe if I ever learn what Celsius and Fahrenheit are, it can help me a little bit more. But next we got functions used as a variable value. So functions can be used the same way as you use variables in all types of formulas, assignments, and calculations. This is basically, oh wait, no, this is still to Celsius. Well, they're confusing me, damn it. I don't know what is going on. Sick. Oh, okay, I screwed up. Oh, we're back. All right, so that's actually pretty cool. I'm still kind of, I think I'm gonna keep it white. I'm still kind of confused, like I said, because I don't understand what calculation is happening here. And I know like some people will probably be like, well, you don't need to understand it, but I feel like I do. It's as if like, imagine you're reading something and then you don't really know what the word means, and then it starts to throw you off because even though the word doesn't matter, you're just kind of like, what the hell is this word? I think I explained that very well. So I ended up eating my burger from McDonald's from earlier because I ended up getting McDonald's real quick, which I keep saying I really got to stop with the fast food, bro, but it's difficult. It is really difficult. Thank God I'm young, but at the end of the day, I got to really stop so I don't get to that point where, things get really, really bad, really hectic. But I ended up learning a bit more of JavaScript, which I already ended up showing y'all my video of me recording myself doing it on camera, which should be uploaded before this vlog, and then this vlog should come out. But I ended up taking way more notes in my handy dandy notebook here. And from the last time I touched JavaScript, because I feel like I was still kind of confused. Like I definitely learned a lot from the documents and from W3 schools and just things like that, but I feel like I still was a little bit left off confused. So I started to just look up on Google, and I'm like, what is the most easiest way to learn JavaScript? And somebody recommended Free Code Camp, and then somebody else said the Odin Project, and I went to the Odin Project, and I feel like maybe it's because I haven't did the foundations or really did the beginnings of it. I'm kind of still confused in that area, so I'm probably going to start with the Odin Project like way later, but in the beginning, if that makes sense, so I can understand how to necessarily use it. But then I ended up just hopping back to Free Code Camp because I was like, you know what, when I first started with HTML and CSS, I had no idea what I was doing. I was looking up for help sometimes when I couldn't understand a problem on Free Code Camp, and now it's literally to the point where I'm very confident that if I go on HTML and CSS, that Free Code Camp, like the web design, I'm very confident I can run straight through it, which I probably should be running through some problems, but I'm gonna make sure I do a lot later. But you know, I can literally run straight through it and get that certificate because I know enough to understand what they're telling me to do, if that makes sense. And I know how to do it on my own, but I feel like if I wanted to, I could just go straight through it, just because it's so easy to me. So when they tell me something new, I already know how to write it, if that makes sense. So that's how I wanted to get with JavaScript. And so I was like, you know what, let me just go back to the JavaScript part and maybe let me just take it really, really slow. And the reason why I was getting so stressed too when it came to the JavaScript part was because there was things I was having to look up like constantly what the answer was. So this time, literally before I did it, I ended up praying because I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna need the Lord on this one. And glory to God, he opened my eyes for the next couple of steps. I was on step 55 and I ended up going to step 67, and I literally prayed. I was like, dear Lord, please give me like the ability to be able to just learn this right now. Like I'm stressing about the fact that this is difficult, and I know difficulty is probably the best thing that comes with learning code, because difficulty, you know, is when you know you're actually learning, if that makes sense. Because, you know, it's different when you just kind of get it. But when you're struggling and then you get it, I think that's honestly the best part of learning how to code. And just things in life in general. It's like learning from your mistakes, basically, or learning from lessons in life. So I was like, you know, I prayed before it, and then I literally just started going through it, and it was pretty easy. I took a lot of time though because I was taking a bunch of notes, but it was a pretty easy thing to do. And granted, a couple of the steps were just erasing stuff, so we don't gotta talk about that. But there was things where I realized, like, you know, if I understand like key principles, like, because they were telling me how to call a variable, or how to call, a function. And when I first heard that, I was like, what are they talking about? But then when they explained it and they showed it in the example, I was like, bro, it's like my eyes are opening up. Like, I swear if I read that earlier this week, I would have been like, what the hell are they talking about? But right now I'm like, oh, this is how you call a variable. So when they asked me to do something that didn't really look like the example, I figured out how to do it in like 2.2 seconds because I actually understood what it meant to call it, and then where to place it, right? And it was because I was realizing that I need to understand these terms. So when they're saying like parameter, I believe is how you pronounce that, they're talking about that specific area up here. So whatever they're telling me to write in the parameter, that is written here. Whatever they're telling me to write in the call, that is written here. Whatever they're telling me to write in the push is written here. Whatever they're telling me to write in result is written here. And I feel like that, or return and stuff like that, I feel like that actually helped me. Or when they're telling me to write in a function, it is in between, it's in the brackets, not outside of the brackets. And I feel like when I started understanding like that key stuff, and I started to read the sentence, and I don't even know how I understood it, I'm telling you, it's straight up God, man, glory to God. And I was just reading like the sentences, and it would be like, you know, add pad row to your push, and then call it, or something like that. It would say add a called pad row. I forgot how they wrote it, but they wrote it a certain way. So when I first wrote it, I just put pad row in there. Then when I reread it and it said call, I'm like, oh shoot, I'm supposed to put pad row. And even though it's already in parentheses, I need to have it add its own parentheses. And then I did that and it worked. And then it told me to do something else by putting two things in the same section. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I remembered when they said to put two things in the section, it needs to be separated by a comma. And it was like, yo, I don't even know if I'm gonna remember all this tomorrow, brother. Like, I don't know how I just started remembering these like key little things that made me know where they wanted me to write stuff. Because I feel like that's where I was having a bunch of difficulty, because it was like, where do you want me to write this? What the hell are we talking about? Why are we going back up here and I can't even see up there without scrolling up? Now I'm forgetting because I'm scrolling back down. Like, it was a bunch of stuff. And then today specifically, man, I don't know what it was, but I just started running through those problems, and I honestly wanted to do more, but I was like, you know what, let me just stop here while I'm ahead, because normally for some reason I always stop when I get stuck, and I think that's the worst thing you could do. You need to end the day on a good, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you are learning. On a good is crazy. You need to end the day, especially when you are learning, on a success. I feel like if you end it on something hard, then you are going to be stressed. And honestly, my stress like flew away, because now I did end it on something very easy. And well, not easy, honestly, it tested me a little bit, but I did it. And when I did it, I'm like, stop right there, that's it, brother. Like, we ain't going further. So if you're ever learning something, make sure you end it on a success. But yeah, I know this vlog was a little bit janky. There wasn't really too much cinematic going on, because simply this just was what my day was. I want to say some of the stuff that I skipped was like when I listened to music, but who's gonna record that? A little bit of this studying right here. Probably should have recorded some clips on it, but I didn't. But I think this is honestly the main important part of the video, because this vlog is about learning JavaScript the same way that the video yesterday is going to be me literally trying to learn JavaScript. And I honestly should have recorded myself on Free Code Camp, but I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. And I wanted to do more projects, but I'm learning that I'm good with my HTML and CSS on projects. I don't think I need to learn any more about that. I think I just simply need to build. Oh wait, I meant to say that I want to build more projects, but I don't think I need to, like, I know how to build with HTML and CSS. I want there to be something that is like testing me, and maybe there's still more stuff that I could build with HTML and CSS that would test me. I definitely do have plans, but because I am struggling so hard on JavaScript, I don't think me making projects in HTML, CSS, which aren't necessarily much of a challenge yet. I mean, maybe like different things will be a challenge, but I mean, you know, the websites that I do want to build, like the beginner websites, they aren't much of a challenge. So I kind of want to focus on my JavaScript and learning JavaScript. So I'm probably, and it sucks because I said this in the beginning of the month that this was going to be the most projects I've ever made, but I truly believe right now I know myself, and I think I need to focus on JavaScript. I don't think I can make projects necessarily with HTML and CSS. Obviously, projects with JavaScript are going to be great. So if I learned like a certain code in JavaScript and I know how to run a certain project, gladly I'll build that, right? Because I know building is good for learning, but as of right now, I'm struggling with building in JavaScript, and that's where I really want to focus and put my studies on. So I hope y'all ended up enjoying this vlog, enjoying this video. And if you guys have any advice on how to learn about functions or what I probably should do, I know a lot of you guys would probably say like build, but the thing is like, I don't feel like I know enough to build. The only thing I was able to build with JavaScript was a counter. And like I said, I'm very confident with my HTML and CSS to an extent. I'm not saying I'm like the best, but I feel like I can't get further unless I know JavaScript, so I can make my stuff interactive, and then it'll be better for me to continue through there, if that makes sense. But who knows, maybe I'm wrong. Some of you guys are actual web developers. Some of you guys are in school and probably are further than me, right? Currently learning. And I hope this still continues to motivate you guys to learn, to keep pushing, keep thriving. You know what I'm saying? I really love posting these videos, and y'all really showed me some love on that Netflix recreate. I seen I think I'm almost at 600 views on that one. Yeah, that one took a minute. It was a Netflix replica, and literally what kept me going was the fact that I was making a YouTube video, and I was like, I gotta do it, because I almost didn't finish it. I was like, no, I'm tired, I'm gonna have to make it like a part 2. But I decided to just push through it because it was supposed to be like a 24-hour challenge, and then I forgot that was what the title was. But anyway, completed that. So deuces, hope y'all enjoy.